Good evening, boys and girls. Let's take a look at this thing. Uh, I worked on that kitchen a little bit. I think the last time we were talking, we were having problems with that kitchen. And I believe that Ariel did say to spin it, but I didn't at that time. And I'm thinking, let's take a look at we're still able to get a 5 foot wide top. Mine down in my kitchen is 3 foot. So that's 2 foot bigger using a double base underneath it. So 5 by 7. That allows you to get, I think I had two 24 inches, and I put a garbage pull out, but you got enough there for 6 feet of cabinets, a 1 foot overhang here, a 1 foot overhang there. So you got 4 foot of cabinets by 6, and then you've got 5 by 7 for your tops. Let's go take a look and see at this thing. I basically spent time just compiling this and putting things back together after we destroyed it and broke it apart, but I think we're looking pretty good. So I put the tongue and groove in here on this as well as on the outside, and we'll get to that in a second. So we've got the washing machine in here. Then we've got the master bedroom. We deleted a lot of windows and we added a bunch, so I just really want to fly through this real quick. I'll try to make it fast and I'll try not to talk a bit. Let's go ahead and fly through it. The bathroom, I will say that when we got finished with these the other day, we left more room than we need, which thank you guys, that helps. In other words, this is 5 foot. That's all we need mandatory. But if we wanted to put a bigger tub in there, like a slipper foot or something like that, that gives us a little bit of room. So if you'll notice, we've got inside to inside here. What are great. Through a bazillion numbers, but not that one. Okay, 69 inches. We need, so it's 9 inches over what we would have to have minimum. And the same thing happened over here. They're both a little bit over. I think we were just bumping walls and pushing it, which is fine. Let me go to a different one here. This got a little bit less stuff to look at as far as numbers go. So basically, after we did these, played with the windows, I went back in and kind of corrected the walls. We had totally forgot to put in, or we somehow had missed this closet. Maybe that's why this was bigger, but needless to say, when I got done, this wall here was, the whole line was dragged over here. So I ended up pushing this back out, which did creep us into the living room. Let me know if that's something that's not gonna work. Excuse me. We did have one other thing that we'll look at here real quick. When we did the windows over the garage doors, one thing we didn't take into consideration is where this, we've got the stairwell that comes up here, and we have a handrail that comes over, and it did prior to me moving it, which we can move it without a problem. It takes away from your space, but I think where we had it, let's see if I open this up and then go, I'll choose. I have to go back a ways and look for that. That's going to be in here, and we're going to go to a 113. Let's try this one. All I'm really trying to do is kind of demonstrate on this one where the handrail was. So we had handrail that came over here and stabs into the middle of the window. So basically what I want to do is we just have to decide, are we going to change the windows? Let me make sure that's the right one. The handrail did go in, but if I select a different design, I think that the 113, like this one, would be the one that had our windows that we liked in there. should match up with today's windows. Maybe not, but either way, and maybe that's why I did what I did before with those windows. I'm going to let you guys chew on this. You see where I have the handrail. I'll turn this off. Excuse me, get the hiccups. Okay, so this is where we are now with the windows that you had chose and we've got. So let's run all the way up top. We'll do a quick flyover. What the heck? Oh, I totally waxed this. Oh, man. Look at your T111. It's like supersized. I got to go fix that. All right. Well, you know what? I'm not even going to worry about that right now. We'll correct it. I just have to reapply the siding back on top of it. I threw a generator out here. We'll have to talk about if that's indeed what you wanted. I threw that on there. I didn't do anything on the little rentals. Oh, come on. That siding is driving me nuts. I can't take it. I'm going to have to fix it. So, and I think we had maybe this one on there. Okay, that should do the whole plan all in one spray. Okay, it looks like we did. So I've got the steel roofing changed it to black. I added the little eyebrow over this. You guys let me know if you like it or if you don't. I played with these little stinking cups. These lights are devils. They are the devil. But there's something about it that looks pretty cool. I don't know if that's what I was after. There is a way of turning this on and off to where you can actually see what's going on with your lighting, whether it's going to play with this or not. I don't know. Okay. Fine. Needless to say, what I was trying to get to is I was able to put all these on the front. I got the puck lights to work, but by the time I got these side ones to work, it wouldn't let me flip them to the other side. So the underside of that, excuse me, the T111, you guys can chew on that and see if that's kind of what you wanted. We had the issue with the stairs again. We'll deal with this however you'd like to. The previous design, I think I had the windows placed differently so that when the stairs came over where they originally did, so that we could have basically what happens, we lose this much floor in there where that white is. I moved the handrail over so we missed the windows and landed on the wall. So we turn that off. Okay, so this is what we were getting at. Now maybe we can come up with something that we like with the, let me do the 3D like this, do glass house. All right. Again, I didn't spend a bunch of time or detail in the mechanical room, laundry room. We'll work with Tom and the mechanical guys to see what they're going to want to do for how much room they're going to want to occupy. And since we've got the laundry upstairs, we'll determine that. I did in here, I threw a little sink, uh, a shower base, and I put the tub over here just so we could throw some items in there and start thinking about how we might want to occupy that room. You guys, let me know what you're thinking there. I wanted to try to get this more than anything. If we can get the rooms determined, that would be fine. Because then we can spin that stuff around. One change I did to make to this window was I don't mind on the 7-footers. You have to special order those so that because typically the way they do that is they'll split it into thirds. You put a third over here, a third over here, and then I guess what I'm saying is if it was an 8-foot, half of it would be a 4-foot in the middle, and it would have a 2-foot vent on each side. You can't have less than 20 some inches in width to meet egress. So I did make that one same size. It matches the up ones, 6 foot over 6 foot, but I made the vent bigger. It has to be at least 20 some inches wide. So that takes care of the this. I snuck the center wall 6 inches further. This wall here further into the garage. Um, it wasn't a big move, but the reason I did it is because it made sense downstairs dimension wise. We're 23 across, so it was 23'4" or something. So I just went ahead and made a clean dimension so they can take outside to the walls 23, put the beam in the middle. By doing that, it gave us a little bit more room down here. I went with 2 treads at the bottom because I think it gives us a little bit more handrail height right behind us here. Or let's see, how am I going to say it? Above the handrail, if instead of starting and putting 3 treads at the bottom and being up 1 tread further, as we cruise around here, it keeps us 1 tread down, which keeps this handrail right there by the end of the window out of it. It pushes us 1 tread further up top, but without that door, we're not going to be, or I'm sorry, yeah, without the door, we're not going to be fighting it right here. I'll probably do something different, like return that handrail there to the wall prior to arriving out of the hole, so it would probably tie to the wall right there before it gets up. So let's take him back up and I'll change the camera. You guys can look at the lighting in here. Oh great, now it's going to do that silly thing. I was trying to show the lighting outside here so we could look at those silly lights. I threw some randoms over here. These the overhead light right there. Uh, I don't know if you'll want any motion sensor lights out there. It had a couple of these silly. Earlier these were on. It doesn't want to do that. Let's see. If I hit that, can I turn it on? There we go. I think I can. Huh, it's going to be fussy. All right. I guess it only lets you turn a certain amount of lights on, but you'll have to figure out what you want to do with this lighting. Uh, as far as these porch lights on the side, if we drop the bearing in the center, that might take a little bit of that out. We've got the can lights. It took me a long time to figure out these sneaking lights, but yeah, and I could not get them over here. I think if I look, they're somewhere buried in the roof. But let's go ahead and get out of that silly part and get to the meat of this thing. Uh, okay. I think you guys probably already seen what was in the garage here. You can't have electrical on your door, sorry. I went ahead and put that Dodge quad cab is what I've got in here. It's like 270 some inches long. I'm sure I forgot something here. We'll get into the rentals here in just a sec. I mean, we spent all that time getting these windows decked out, and then we've got that handrail thing on the inside right here. So let's take a look and see what we got over here. Oh, and then we had the excuse me, the closet that I put in here. Not a big deal. I don't think I moved any of the dimensions. I kept everything the way it was. But it's just, we got that little stinker trying to hit that handrail. If we try to occupy all the floor there, it dead ends into the window there. So, all right, enough for that. Let's go ahead and take a look at, I'm going to ditch this one, the main house. We'd probably seen enough of that. Let's close that down. Let's go to the rentals. Okay. I don't think I did a bunch on the rentals. What do we have left to do there? You know what I did? This is, I think I added one more cabinet in the kitchen because it seemed like we had enough room to add one more cabinet right here. So I came out one more and added that. And I think I made like a, you could do a garbage pull out is what I had put there. So if you want something like that, there's like the garbage pull out. Uh, I've got, I think, 36 inches there. Maybe I went 42. Okay, I'm 42. You can see kind of what you get there with the fridge door and this door. Actually, we can kind of look in there and we can see what would happen when the garbage thing gets pulled out. If that's the case, that's kind of what they want, that more than 36 inches. But that could probably be cheated, I guess, if somebody was able to figure out. I mean, 42 is kind of where I like to keep them for an aisle. But we're looking pretty good. And what do we got here? So we're over 4 foot. There were plenty good coming through. So anyways, let's go ahead and here's what I was looking at. I took into a perimeter. I just kind of sketched in your guys' perimeter and put one of the rentals on the edge of it, kind of back where it's going to be with its with the water shedding. I assume this would be the view roughly where we're going to be at. Oh, here we go. Here's a problem too. I forgot. We put an eyebrow window in the back of this place, and it looks beautiful. Yeah, it's wonderful, but it doesn't meet egress, so it wouldn't pass code. So I did put I think I went with the 48. Okay, I went a 60/48, same width, but you guys are gonna have to pass that, or I'm not sure. We got to have a window there because we're not going to pass code unless we do something like that. So let's take and fly out by drawing the perimeter. Oh, what did I do? I painted all that grass. Okay, that ought to fix it. Now, so the grass basically is representing the property perimeter fairly accurately. I traced it out, and then I brought in the background, uh, the owner's unit set off to the unit, kind of like this. But I think this is going to be about the best way I'm going to be able to really um, demonstrate the property or placement. This is that little square underneath the owner's unit is kind of a perimeter terrain, but I just kind of have to dial it in. And I think it tells me right here how many feet. I'm like 1,500 inches or 1,500 feet one way and 2,000 the other, and I'm spot 90 degrees within reference to this corner on that building right there. So uh, with that reference, I'm able to keep moving it over and turning it so that I can at least get the lot, the appropriation, or nearly where we want it. But so we got the handrail problem. I also changed the back window from an eyebrow over here to a 48 by 48. I don't know if the neighbors over here can see in your kitchen or not. It may not be too bad. Uh, but I think we're looking like we're getting there. I'm about done. This thing that kicked my butt today, but I wanted to get you guys something by Friday. It's Friday, so boys and girls, enjoy this. Have a good night. Hopefully, this gets us really close. And if we look on the, let's go back to the Ginn. I did not send you guys a full plan that demonstrates the optional kitchen that you were, or the optional roof. What I've got is this one on page A9. You'll see where I have brought in the optional roof design for the owner's unit. Chat with Tom about that on this. If you want to go into further detail, it was pretty complicated to try to create a whole nother plan. So I just imported that drawing in. But I think we'll get a pretty good chunk on it, guys. I'll pack this up and send it out via YouTube, man. Have a good night, guys. Enjoy.